everybody, welcome to the party where the knots hang. It's just a rap thing.
And we're back with episode 76 of The Sounds of Struggle. I'm Chris Parrish.
And I am a whiny-ass bitch, Meniac Subban. Yeah.
Is he a whiny bitch or is he a hypocrite?
A whiny bitch-ass hypocrite.
I have a message for Subban.
I'm listening for this message.
If you're gonna whine about your status at the Olympics, then show up and play for your country at the World Championships. And if you don't want to, do us a favor and shut the hell up.
Speaking of the World Championships, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Well, I mean, guys like Roman Yossi played and took his team to the shootout of a gold medal game. And he's a fucking Swiss guy!
Speaking of which, Swiss beat Canada.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, by the way, like, Darcy Kemper sucks.
Don't know who that is.
He was a goalie for Canada.
Sure.
Yeah, he's horrible.
Okay.
Like, horrible. Like, out of all the goalies that didn't make the playoffs, really, Darcy Kemper, that was the guy you want to play? And then they played...
Who does he play for?
I think Arizona.
Well, there's your first fucking problem.
Exactly. But then McElhaney was the backup, plays the bronze medal game. Played well, very well. One player of the game, actually.
There we go.
Why the fuck didn't you play him in the fucking other game?
Because.
You know what? This leads me to bad coaching, and Bill Peters, I am very happy you are the new Flames coach, because I am going to feel no stress about Oilers and the Flames next season.
Yeah.
Plus, he just looks like a guy you want to kind of punch in the face. I hear a lot of nice things about him, but
Agreed.
I mean, I don't know him, so I'm going to say mean things about him on the podcast where I can get away with it.
You can get away with it pretty much anywhere, because fuck them.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah. Sweden beats Swiss.
The Sweets.
So, I mean, Cesaro should have been happy about...
Fuck them.
I mean, it'd be really funny if he and Tyson Kidd had a bet over the World Championships and Cesaro would actually win.
Yeah, that'd be kind of funny.
Oh, that'd be good.
But anyway, yeah, congrats to the Swiss for making it past Canada, and congrats to Sweden for winning the whole thing again. Good for them.
Second shootout, though. So, I mean, they also won a game that they never actually led. Which...
Good for the Swiss.
Yeah, like, what does that say about the Switzerland players now? And they didn't even have Nico Hischier, because he was hurt. He didn't even play.
They did have, what's his name, Lars, whatever the name of the guy who threw the World Junior silver medal into the crowd. He finally got his gold. So I guess there's that.
Yeah, see?
Dreams do come true.
He knew what he was doing.
Right?
But...
Don't call it a comeback.
But I mean, like, there's some guys on that Switzerland team that wouldn't surprise me if they signed NHL deals.
Yeah.
And then I'm looking at, you know, a couple guys on the Sweden team, like Anders Nielsen. Like, I'm wondering if he's going to get another look in the NHL now.
He doesn't want one.
Well, I mean, he used to be an Oiler.
Yeah, look what happened.
And then he went to the... He ended up going to the Swiss League. Well, that's funny, too, because I'm looking at, like, guys, like, on Swiss, like, well, for one, their goalie, who was amazing.
Yeah.
And then you had... trying to think, like, Roman Yossi was, like, a workhorse for them.
I thought he was Swedish. I don't know why.
Roman Yossi?
Yeah.
I thought he was Czech, to be honest.
Oh, fair enough.
I didn't even know he was Swiss.
Finnish.
But then you had, like, Fiala. Kevin Fiala, he was on the Swiss team.
He broke his leg last year.
Yeah, the Nashville Predators were very well represented in this gold medal game.
Yeah.
I think they had, I want to say close to 4 or 5 guys.
Good for them.
So I know they had Ekholm, they had Phil Forsberg, they had Roman Yossi, Fiala. I know Bonino won a bronze medal with the States, beat Kyle Turris, who was on Canada.
Yeah, over Canada, because, yeah.
So, I'm sure there's at least another one that I'm missing. But But there's those. Swiss had the one center. I'm trying to remember his last name. Enzo Caprier, I want to say. Right hand shot. Win some draws. Very responsible. Oilers, sounds like you need that. Come on now.
Yeah.
Just saying, it wouldn't be that bad.
Get on that horse and buggy, fuckers.
But, not even less, but maybe even an hour after Switzerland lost in the shootout final to Sweden, we saw more chance at history. Actually, we saw history.
Vegas Golden Knights going to Stanley Cup.
Yeah. First team in the finals. First year, they make the finals.
Yeah, they're not the first team to ever make the finals in their inaugural year. There's two others.
Yeah.
Toronto Arenas and St. Louis Blues.
Yeah, the only difference, well, here's the thing with St. Louis Blues. When they expanded those teams, all the expansion teams were in their own division. So it was guaranteed.
It was the best of the worst.
It was guaranteed that somebody was going to make it.
Yeah, best of the worst.
But, here's the thing. Vegas Golden Knights, 4 wins away from saying, look, we won a Stanley Cup when there's 30 other teams in the league. Toronto Maple Leafs, after 50 years, still can't win a Stanley Cup. They can only win cups when there's 5 other teams in the league. So,
story.
I just want to throw Toronto fans under the bus.
Sure.
So, because, suck it, Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take that, your first
You know why they want to be called the Six? Because that's how many teams in the NHL there have to be for the Leafs to be good.
Burn.
Yeah.
Bunch of fucks.
Yeah.
Take that. Also, we just finished watching the opponents for the Vegas Golden Knights. It will be...
Well, I'm going to say Tampa Bay did a very good Nashville Predator impression.
Yeah.
Hosting Game 7 and not fucking showing up.
Seems to be a thing in the playoffs.
Jesus Christ.
Predators do it. Now Tampa does it.
We win the game. We go to the Stanley Cup Finals. Hey, let's take the night off. Okay. Like I blame this loss right on the star players. Like,
yeah.
Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherovs,
how dare you,
Vasilevsky, Hedman. Like,
I don't know
guys,
if you can blame Vasilevsky. He stopped quite a few sure goals.
Let in 3.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if you can blame him though.
He didn't have his best game.
No, but
that's a game where you need your goalie to probably have one of your best games.
True, I guess.
You need your scorers to score. You need your top defenseman to defend.
Hedman was atrocious.
But, again, Steven Stamkos, Nikita Kucherov, who almost went wire to wire in the scoring race. Where were you guys?
They used the ball in the regular season. So, for the first time ever, Ovechkin will play for the Stanley Cup.
Oven Chicken is in the final.
Oven Chicken. Oven Chicken versus Golden Showers. It's going to be a good one. A barn burner.
So for the first time ever, you're going to either see the Washington Capitals win the Stanley Cup or Vegas Golden Knights win the Stanley Cup.
Yes.
I'm saying Vegas Golden Knights in 5.
I'm going to say them in 6.
Vegas Golden Knights only took them, 16 games to make the Stanley Cup Finals.
Huh? Yeah,
sorry, 15. Actually.
15
they only lost
games,
3.
Yeah.
And they got, 8 days off from rounds 1 to 2. They had 5 from 2 to 3. And then now they have 8
From 3 to 4
games from their last game in round 3 to the beginning of the Stanley Cup Finals. So, yeah, advantage
only time will tell.
Should go to Vegas.
Only time will tell if that will be a hindrance or not.
Well, it seemed like it did against Winnipeg. 'Cause it seemed like Winnipeg was really, really beat up at the end. They were slowing down.
Yeah. They came out strong and then finished rough.
And Vegas didn't look like they were slowing down at all.
No.
So that's pretty scary.
Getting started.
And,
I really hope they do it. I really do.
And you know what? Marc-Andre Fleury?
Andre
have a chance
Fleury.
to engrave yourself in greatness, I think.
Well, again. It'll be cup number 4.
Could be 3 in a row.
3 in a row. Same for who else?
No, only guy, because I just found out Ron Reeves only played for Pittsburgh last year, not the year before.
Yeah, it's true.
So, yeah. Had Tampa Bay won it this year, Chris Kunitz could have said that.
Yeah.
But, no, he, I guess, got in the habit of letting star players in Pittsburgh show up and take them to those. Where in Tampa Bay, their stars do not do that for the rest of the team. So,
Tell me how you really feel.
well, I'm just saying. I mean, they could. Had they shown up, game would have been different.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to look at those kind of guys in that kind of game. Like the Tyler Johnsons as well. Andre Palatz.
You know who didn't show up at all? Nemesnikov. How dare he not show up? What a bitch.
Yeah. And just for whatever reason, screw you, Corey Stillman.
Sure. PJ Stock can also go to hell.
Yeah.
For another reason, than just 'cause it's funny.
And Manon Rayom, you really let your team down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bitch. So, also, released GM of the Year nominations.
Yeah.
Eisman, Cheveldayoff, McPhee. Who wins?
McPhee.
Yeah.
Like,
Who is Cheveldayoff? Is that Vegas or Winnipeg?
Winnipeg, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think McPhee wins.
Yeah.
I really do.
And I just don't see how McPhee and Gallant don't win GM and Coach of the Year.
It'd be really hard pressed to make it otherwise.
Oh, so the first year of putting a team together, how did you do? Stanley Cup Finals. ...
To be continued.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, we don't know yet because, we just found out who we're playing. But, Stanley Cup Finals so far, boom. First team to advance in every round. What are you doing?
I was looking at the thing. I'm trying to see if Ovechkin lifted the was it the Prince of Wales or is it the Campbell?
Prince of Wales, I believe.
Yeah, whichever one they have. I'm trying to see if he actually lifted it up or not. Ovechkin.
Because we know Derek.
Oh, wait, here it is. Oh, he touched it!
No.
He touched it! Holy shit!
Well, I mean, here's the thing, too. I mean, for like a team like Vegas, like even the announcers saying, why not? It's a tradition for most teams, and that's what it is. It's a tradition. Pittsburgh showed that when
They didn't win in 08. They lifted it in 09 and won.
Yeah.
Lifted it in 16, lifted it in 17. Won and won.
Yeah. So, it all depends on your group. And I'm sure Fleury had something to do with, hey, if we win it, touch it.
Yeah.
But
Because Derek England picked it up.
yeah, picked it up.
So both teams touched it. So no matter what, one team who touched it is going to win.
And the reason I think the tradition was always alive is because for the most part, a lot of the storied teams, like the Detroits, the Rangers, Blackhawks,
Canadians.
Yeah, like those teams were always in the final. And then you saw a lot of other teams, like, say, the Oilers, maybe, like, Philadelphia, the Islanders. They also, like, followed suit.
Yeah.
But
Wasn't it originally? It was because that wasn't the
even
cup. It wasn't the trophy you wanted to touch. That's why you
yeah,
didn't touch
and
it.
then even Pittsburgh did that when they won their back-to-back cups in the 90s.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you got a new age group.
Everyone's superstitious AF.
Yeah, but a lot of the times, I mean, you should be proud that you won that.
Absolutely.
But don't act like, that's the one you wanted. Don't act like that's like, okay, let's not parade this around like we won the cup. But let's be proud that we achieved this. But, come tomorrow, it's yesterday's news.
Yeah. Also, this just in, Vegas Golden Knights have officially shed their underdog label and are apparently now favorites to win the cup.
I don't see why they should be. I would have put them the favorites regardless of who won tonight's game between Washington and Tampa.
Because facing either team, they are 2-0 in this regular season.
They also have home ice advantage.
Exactly. I hope they win in Vegas. That's what I hope.
So, I'm also going to point out that I was officially wrong on my predictions for the Stanley Cup Finals. I mean, I was in 0%. I was 50%.
What was your...
I said Vegas and Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay, you guys really let me down. And that's why I was hard on them.
Fair enough.
Because More importantly, they let me down.
Do you remember who I picked? Because I honestly don't.
I think you probably picked Pittsburgh and Vegas.
I think I actually did pick Pittsburgh and Vegas. I wanted to see Pittsburgh lose in the final to Fleury.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm 50%. But so far in these playoffs, I've actually only called one series wrong. And that series was the Predators and the Jets. Because I thought, hey, Predators should win this. Was I fucking wrong there? Holy shit, I was wrong.
Yeah, but okay, I'm also going to find out a flaw here. If you called Nashville to win, you called Vegas to be Nashville then?
Yes.
Okay. The flaw is not there. We actually have to go back, so I wonder if you did say Vegas, Pittsburgh, or if you said Nashville, Pittsburgh.
I think I called the Final Four, which was... I think I called...
You might not even done a Stanley Cup final.
No, I think I just did a
but
Final Four.
I want to say that we probably did, because why wouldn't we? We tend to do that.
Yeah, and I said my prediction for the Final Four, I do remember that, was Vegas, Predators, Pittsburgh, and Tampa. So I guess I was 50%.
I mean, we tend to go all in on here.
Yeah. So, but I mean, going round by round, choosing who I think would win each round and how many games and whatnot, I've only got one round wrong, and that was, again, those fucks. In Nashville.
Nashville.
That's how I feel about them.
Also, yeah, see, you feel the way about Nashville like I feel about Tampa Bay.
Disappointed?
But I mean, you lost 4-0 at home in Game 7. Like, come on.
I thought it was 5-1. Oh, you're talking Tampa, sorry.
Yeah, Tampa.
Yes.
Like, you let a goal in the first 2 minutes? Like, give me a break.
24 in. Kaboom. But see, this is what the Washington Capitals should have been doing years ago.
What's with home teams not showing up?
I don't know. But this is what the Washington should have been doing years ago, was having guys like Ovechkin show up and score. This is why they got this far this year. This is why they didn't get far.
And they also had Backstrom out for a good chunk of the playoffs, too.
But they've had other guys pick up the slack.
But, I mean,
it's about time. Like, this is what, if they did this years ago, they could have won, potentially, years ago.
Yeah, but the key word was if.
If, yes.
That's just the thing. But, needless to say, we'll see either Ovechkin, who's the only captain in the Stanley Cup final.
I have a feeling Derek England, being from Vegas, will probably, if they win, lift the cup, because he lifted the Clarence Campbell Trophy, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
Either that or have Fleury lifted first. I think that'd be alright.
What? Here's an idea. You want to do the biggest PR move in the world? Make everybody love you? Have the victims of that Vegas tragedy.
They can't lift it, they're dead.
No.
Oh.
But their families.
Come on the ice as well, take a big picture. Yeah, that'd be good.
And boom. How can you be mad on that team now? They just did something
sure.
that nobody's ever done.
Well, they did that.
And then they just made it.
During the regular season, they did that, and they put their names like in the ice on like one of the blue lines or something like that, which is a super classy move. Let's see what else.
Okay, here's a question though for you.
Sure.
Outside of Alexander Ovechkin, who do you want to see win the Stanley Cup?
On either team?
On either team. Like, who's the one guy you'd be like, you know what?
Fleury. I want to see him win 3 in a row. I think that'd be awesome. Honestly, no one really in particular other than Fleury on Vegas. I want the team to win because of what the city went through and just how awesome they've been all year together as much of pretty much underdogs. I think them winning, just all of them in general, together would be awesome. Plus, it'd be funny as hell if, Malcolm Subban won one before his brother. Except, he's not playing. I don't know what happened. They put Legacy in as backup.
No, they've been switching back and forth.
Oh, okay.
It's like when the Oilers, because you can carry 3 goalies.
Yeah.
You can actually carry more guys in the playoffs than in the season. Because also remember, when the Oilers won the 06 final, they had both Markkanen and Conklin as backups, and they rotated their backup. Also, I'm going to point out, Nate Schmidt is now playing his former team in the Stanley Cup final.
Kind of funny, yeah. But, I mean, guys like, as I said, Nate Schmidt playing awesome. I think it'd be funny as hell if Malcolm Subban lifted the cup before PK, because I think that'd be so funny. Because that would just piss off PK so much, and he'd probably have to open another children's hospital or something to make him feel so
And then he can be like, hey man, I've played on 2 teams, but I won a cup.
Yeah, exactly.
You play on 2 teams. Where's your cup?
Exactly. But other than Ovechkin, Holtby, I think, would be the only other one on that team that I think I'd want to see win the cup.
See, I'd like to see James Neal win a cup.
Well, again, but yes.
No, but I don't know. He didn't really. Actually, He didn't win.
He won in 2009, didn't he? With Pittsburgh?
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Was he even on the team? Because I remember them saying that Vegas had 3 previous cups when during the series against LA, and I'm like, those are all flurries.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he did.
Let's look it up. James.
Was he not on the team the year they lost against Detroit?
Yeah, which was 2008.
And then
And
didn't
next year
he get traded to Nashville?
No, I don't think he's been there that long.
But that would have been 2010, right?
No, 2010, because 2009 is when Pittsburgh won it. Let's see here. Career stats, awards and honors. Oh, yeah, you're right. He didn't actually win a cup.
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see, 2009. That's why. 2008, 2009 is when he started playing in the NHL for Dallas. He played for Dallas up until 2010, 2011.
Because then he got traded either at the draft or...
He got traded at the
Or at the
at the end of 2014 to Nashville.
Nice.
So yeah, he's never won a cup. No, you know what? Yes, I want him to win a cup then. I agree with that.
I wouldn't mind seeing, some of the, a Derek Englund win a cup.
Yeah, especially for the team of the city he grew up in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You don't get a chance to do that very often.
No, I have a feeling that if Vegas was going to win the cup, I think Derek Englund might retire.
Yeah, I honestly think it depends on how it feels, because why wouldn't you want to, be the guy that sees that banner raised if they win the cup?
He could come back, yeah, but I have a feeling that he's a bit older, and I have a feeling that if they win the cup, he might retire.
But since you're kind of pulling up things here, what were the odds at the beginning of the season for Vegas to win the Stanley Cup?
Let me pull that up.
Because, you saw a lot of people interview Vegas players after this game, and not a lot of them are very convincing that they believe they were actually going to be there. Gerard Gallant said after the All-Star break, he didn't see a lot of teams where he didn't think Vegas was worse than. He's like, every game we played, I feel we had a better team, and we could beat anybody we played against.
Yeah.
So the fact that we're here doesn't surprise me now.
Yeah.
But you asked me at the beginning of the year if I was going to coach this team to the Stanley Cup Finals. Yeah, I would say, I'd be a little bit hesitant about that.
So apparently right now, they have a 9-2 odds for winning.
I say they have 50%.
Yeah. You're funny. Let's see. Those are all the teams at the starting of the season. The best odds were Pittsburgh. Then Edmonton and Chicago were tied. Where is...
Vegas has to be near the bottom.
Yes, I believe it. You'd be correct there. Las Vegas was third from the bottom at 100-1.
Yeah.
Imagine if you bought that at the beginning of the season, how much money you could potentially make right now.
If you put $1,000 at the beginning of the year.
That's $100,000.
Huh.
Kaboom. You know who's at the bottom? Vancouver. Vancouver and New Jersey were under Las Vegas.
And so, Vegas Golden Knights making the Stanley Cup Finals. Would we say that's a Cinderella story? Huh?
I hate you. But yes. I absolutely hate you.
It was on TSN.ca.
Oh, fair enough.
I can't take credit for that. But, it's a good pun.
Yes, it is. It's a very good pun.
Gene Principe couldn't think of that pun, probably.
Yeah. I give him credit. He probably could. He's terribly good at those.
Yeah.
Let's move on from happy news to some very sad, bittersweet news. Marian Hossa, after 19 seasons, has officially retired. Which,
and as soon as he sent me that, the first thing I said was cap space.
yeah, it does free up some cap space, which is nice, but at the same time, it's...
I mean, he's making what, like 5?
5 point something, yeah.
And then the cap goes up about 4?
So that'll be
All of a sudden,
$9 million right there, which will be very much needed.
And
So, but I mean, I don't think it's one of those, they're forcing him out so that way they can get more cap. I think he's got whatever his skin condition is. It's unfortunate, but I mean, he played 19 seasons, won 3 cups.
Well, I also probably just made him feel like I don't want to, do the whole summer of working out, putting my body through that.
And then can't, yes.
So, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's not a bad thing for the team moving forward in the sense of the cap. Having guys like Brinkett come out now, I mean, he was lessens the wound.
He was one of the small, shining, shimmering lights this season. I was watching him.
Boom, roster spot, taken. You lose Hossa, you get it to Brinkett, and if he continues, his development into his second season, I mean,
hopefully.
It's a little bit of all right.
He played pretty well during the World Championships, we can tell you that.
Another player that I thought actually had a very good World Championships, and that was when I was just watching Canada, was Bo Horvat, actually.
Yes.
And I really wanted to see more Matthew Barzal and Connor McDavid.
That'd be fun.
I don't...
To see what could have been.
Well, but one guy, I'm like, ooh, I would want him on my team. And that's Ryan O'Reilly.
Yes, he's good.
He's a good draw. He's a good responsible player. He's gritty. He has some skill on him. Whew. And then I was hearing, because I remember watching him on the Drager Cafe, and Drager said that there could be a potential him on the trade room, as a trade rumor. And I'm like, you know what? I would think about that.
Absolutely.
I mean, you'd have to probably give back something.
Like Draisaitl, McDavid, and who else? Lucic. That's a good trade. It's a fair trade.
The only thing is Lucic has a no move clause.
Fucking make him move it. Threaten his child. That'll do it.
I mean, he doesn't fight back. We saw that this year.
Exactly.
But no, I would actually I would dangle number 10 and Kairi Yamamoto, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know if that'd be enough, but maybe.
I don't know. I mean, think about your team that has number 1 and number 10.
Yeah. The only thing is, I've heard a rumor that, I don't know if it's for sure, but I've heard rumors that this draft is not very deep, so that
I don't think
after number 8 or number 9, it kind of drops off.
I don't think it's that deep in the later rounds, in the sense of, like... But usually when they say that, we're looking in 5 years to be like, that was a good draft.
We're looking at guys like Datsuk.
All of a sudden, we're going to find one of the best playoff performers in the game in like 20 years. And is that
Bill?
That's true. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting.
Speaking of staying on with trades and whatnot, I guess the Coyotes are discussing an 8-year extension with Ekman Larsson, which, smart. They got to keep him there, otherwise...
Now, here's my thing. Are they discussing an 8-year contract with him to keep him? Or is this going to be part of a sign and trade?
Who else do they have defensively, though? I mean, like, isn't he their defense?
It's Arizona.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean...
That is true.
I mean, you can get a good chunk in return for OEL.
That is very true.
And if they decide to take that and take, like, a first round here, first round there, they might be obligated to take that.
Yep. You do have a point.
Not to mention, I mean, it's not like Arizona's known for throwing out the money.
Which is strange.
Yeah.
Because you even look back, even as early or as late as 2000...
Well, I mean, their revenue's not that good either.
No, but you look back as late as 2012. They were in the conference finals. And then they've just fallen right off.
No. Well, I mean, they were the surprise that year, though.
True, but, I mean, you want to get more revenue, get players that are exciting, that'll...
Well, win would also help.
And that helped you win, yes.
I mean, I personally would keep the guy. I know.
Absolutely.
If I'm gonna, talk contract percentage for a guy, my intent would be to keep him.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, we've seen sign and trades happen before, and it would make a lot of sense for another team wanting Arizona sign, get that 8th year.
Suddenly PK Subban's a Yodi.
I don't know if Nashville needs another defenseman.
I'm just saying they want to get rid of. There's talks about them wanting to get rid of PK.
Yeah, I just don't know if Arizona is that team. I would honestly look more. I'd actually probably look more in the West, like maybe a Columbus.
Yeah, they're in the East though. They're Metropolitan.
But I think you're gonna find that. I'm very curious to see what the Rangers are gonna do this offseason too.
Yeah.
That's gonna be an interesting one.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And even kind of want to see the continuation of the fire sale in Carolina too.
Get rid of everybody but Sebastian Aho.
Yeah.
Sebastian, that a-hole.
Heyo.
Let's see. Who else we got? Lamoriello has been hired by the Islanders to run the hockey operations.
Yeah, and there's talks that he engaged conversation with Tavares before accepting that position, and then he denied. Well, he decided not to talk about whether he did it or not, or he did or not.
My question: what is running hockey operations? What does that mean?
I think
because you're not a GM.
I think you oversee it. So if those guys get fired, you're like the next guy there temporarily.
Okay.
I would guess.
You kind of plan out the direction of the club.
I think he's making. Somebody always has to have a boss, right?
Yeah, it's true. That is true. And then former Lamoriello's former team. By the way, he was on the Leafs for 3 years.
Yep.
I feel like he was there for a year.
No.
I feel like it was 1 year.
Because he went there the same time as Shanahan.
Really? I thought it was later than that.
And apparently they had...
I feel like Shanahan's been there for almost 6 years, and I feel like Lamoriello got there last year. I don't know why.
You really don't hear a whole lot about Shanahan, so you kind of just forget, if it was a recent thing.
Yeah. But Leafs assistant general manager Mark Hunter has parted ways with the Leafs. Apparently it's an amicable thing. They don't really say which one prompted it, but they parted ways with each other. Mm-hmm. So there's that. That's all I got for hockey. So go Vegas, and yeah.
Congratulations to Ovechkin.
It's about goddamn time. So moving on, we got a little bit of baseball. Batista signed a 1-year deal with the Mets.
Yeah, got released from the Braves after 12 games.
And now signs a 1-year deal with the Mets. He's a fucking journeyman.
I
didn't realize how he's been all over. I thought he was signed, brought up through the Blue Jays, and that's during the dark time.
No, he got drafted by the Pirates.
Yeah, that's during the dark time. That's the second time he's been with the Mets now. He got traded there, and then the same day got traded somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I, for some reason, this is before I really took an interest in baseball. I thought he got brought up through the Blue Jays system. I had no idea. But yeah, so he's going to continue to go with them, I guess. So.
Speaking of the Blue Jays system, is it time for them to bring up Vladdy Guerrero Jr.?
I asked that last week, and I think so. Yeah. Now all the fans are starting to chant him and put out signs in the outfield for him and stuff. And
might as well. If that guy's going to help you bring in fans...
Because, yeah, it's
they need something.
Skydom's looking not particularly full these days. They need to get some pitching and, maybe bring in just a name to entice ticket sales.
That's the thing, at least, you know what? Soften the blow. If you're going to lose, okay. That's fine. That's not something what you want, but, if you're going to lose, you're going to lose. But at least if you lose when you have these players in, they don't... It's not like Donaldson has taken the world by storm. You don't have Tulowitzki in.
And people are constantly, it seems like constantly, almost every game, someone's going on a 10-day DL list.
Yeah.
Almost every game someone's going on that.
And
it's a revolving door of injuries.
Remember what was it, just 2 years ago, where you're wondering if the Blue Jays are just going too much after the long ball. Now who can actually, they're not...
Other than Donaldson?
Maybe that's Solidity? Justin Smoke.
Pilar if he's on, but he's more of a base guy.
See, I don't even think Pilar's that great of a home,
No,
like a hit.
no,
like
he's more of a get on base kind of guy. Defensive specialist.
Smoke is a good guy to get for a good bat.
Sundin,
Who's now 14.
He's now 14. That was a little depressing when I found that.
Yeah. But no, you know what? Definitely would add a little bit more energy to the lineup. So I definitely why? Like, tell me why you want it.
Yeah. Why not?
So.
Yeah, that's all I got for baseball. But yeah, Blue Jays need to do something. Otherwise, they're gonna be hurting. Come a couple months from now, I think they're gonna start to fall off pretty quick here.
They're gonna be hurting bigger than Frank Thomas.
Exactly. On to CFL, which I am stoked. This weekend, preseason starts. We're going to be there.
Yep.
Fuck yeah, it's going to be good.
I'm going to see our boy Mark Majot, who is now working with the Eskimos.
Are we?
Probably.
Right on.
I mean, he works there now, so he should be at the game.
Fair enough. Friend of the podcast, if you will.
Well, friend of us.
Friend of us. Well, friend of you, acquaintance to me.
He can get on the podcast first, and then maybe he's friend of the podcast.
Yeah, fair enough. It's going to be a good time. Go hang out there and cheer on the Eskimos. Start prepping for the Grey Cup this winter.
Okay, I have a question to you about the Eskimos.
Sure.
Now, we're both in agreement. Should never change her name.
No.
But
are you saying hypothetically if they had to?
Hypothetically if they had to. I've been hearing a lot of Eskimo radio commercials, and they're like, join the Empire. And I'm like, well, if they're renaming the team Empire,
Edmonton Empire?
I mean, it still goes to what they sell.
And keep the logo.
You have your taglines. Yeah, your logo doesn't change. And your logo's more iconic than the name, I would say.
I would actually not. I would shorten. You know how to do the esks? Literally, that doesn't mean anything. It's, you kind of use it. Eskies. You can kind
of. Actually, Eskies kind of make the team sound soft.
But I mean, like, esks. Because, I mean, they use that already. Like, why not? They just shorten the word. Mm-hmm. That's all you gotta do. Leave everything the exact same.
Like, would you be?
Then it could be Esk Empire. Because they kind of use that already. Boom, there it is.
That's what I mean. Like, would Empire not be, like, the name? You're like, you know what? Like, it wouldn't be the worst. It makes sense.
I mean, personally, if I had to choose a new name, it'd probably be Tag Struggle.
Well,
Edmonton Tag Struggle.
Maybe
the ETS.
The Pussy Willows, yeah.
Yeah. The ETS. Edmonton Transit Service. Yeah. Sponsored by ETS. So that's what I do personally. What do I know? I just drink here. Also, Johnny Manziel signs 2 years with the Ticats.
Yeah.
So
seems like he has his life back.
Kind of together, right?
Right? So I mean, I think it'll be interesting. I think it'll help bring people to the games, and I know I want to see Johnny Manziel play.
Which we can, because I'm off and I'm going to that game. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, what day is that game?
It's sometime in June, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I have to get back to you.
Yeah, well, I'll figure that out later. Mm-hmm. My thing is, though, this was brought up by somebody who I used to go to high school with, and he's a big fan of the Argos, which, don't hold against him because, he's from worst case Ontario. So, it is what it is.
Any part of it?
Yeah. Yeah. He's saying, though, that even though Manziel signing is a good thing for the CFL, having him win is not, because it devalues an already lesser product. And just shows that even though this guy hasn't played in a couple years, that it would be bad for the CFL. My question is, would it though? Really?
I already have three things that are just absolutely flawing to what he said. Because, one, is this perception already of the NFL being better than the CFL? Because it sounds like he has a perception of the CFL already being lesser, so...
I think it's more because...
A lot of people would say the otherwise, who are fans of the CFL would say, no, they're not.
Ask anybody in Rider Nation. They'll tell you to go fuck yourself.
They have no idea what,
I'm not saying they're right, I'm just saying.
When their girlfriend / sister says date other women, they then talk to their cousins. I don't know.
They find their lovers at family reunions. But that's the point. My thing is, you can't compare the two.
They look at their family tree on their tombstones.
Yeah, goddamn. My thing though is you can't compare the two. One of them has giant sponsors, has the money, has the backing.
Yeah.
Canada, we don't have those opportunities. We're not the same size as the States.
Johnny Manziel also said too. It's like, look, there's a lot of things you got to adjust here.
Yep.
And think about this: he's making the decision to sign in the CFL before the XFL actually became a thing, because if the Johnny Manziels, the Colin Kaepernicks of the world, were still not playing football, and the XFL was an option, do you think they would come to this Canadian Football League?
Depends on how much they're offered, right?
And I know we're not talking about Kaepernick being in the CFL, but a guy like Johnny Manziel understands that there's adaptations that he has to learn. He's going to have to learn new schemes. I mean, you're allowed one more player on the field.
And one less down.
Not two. Saskatchewan, just one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have one less down. You can get points for not making field goals.
Yeah. It's a rouge.
My favorite rule in the CFL.
The rouge?
Fuck, do I hate it?
Whatever.
Yay! We got a point for sucking.
No, whatever. I don't really like it, but it is what it is.
And it's not even that. It's like, okay, well, you can get a rouge a few different ways. It's like, yay! Like, so you got a point. They just got like 7. What is 1 point going to do anything?
It could come down to 1 point.
Yeah, but part of me just hates the fact that, you know, you're in the Super Bowl of Canadian football. Yes, I know it's a Grey Cup.
The Coupe de Grey.
But, okay, you're in time's ticking down. You missed the field goal, but it goes out of bounds. It's a tie game. But you won by a point.
That'd be funny as hell.
Because you failed what you're doing. Yeah. Like, give me a break.
Yeah, well. Anyways,
also, too, like, the uprights in the CFL are positioned differently. You have a bigger end zone.
Wider field, longer field.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, like, your huddle, like, I think you have different amount of times in huddles and a lot of different...
a lot of smaller rules that are different. And honestly, I actually have to say overall, I think I like the CFL more, but it's just because it's in Edmonton and I get to watch it live. Mm-hmm. If there was an NFL team here, I'd probably like the NFL more. It's what's available.
And it's not like you watch NFL every Sundays.
No, I don't. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that Edmonton Eskimos are here and I kind of got in it because I started going to the game with you, I probably wouldn't like either one of them, to be honest. That's the only reason I'm getting into the CFL is because we started going to games.
Mm-hmm. That's actually where kind of the whole tag struggle was born.
That's literally where tag struggle was born.
So
in Section O, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, exactly, because we're all about the O.
All about the O face.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. That's, I think, personally, Johnny Manziel, I think, will bring some extra eyes to the CFL, and I think it's a good thing, regardless of whether he wins or loses.
Well, it's more attention. At the end of the day, it's more attention to the game.
And as to say, no publicity is bad publicity.
And everyone's like, well, I mean, CFL is good football, but I mean, nobody gets to see it because, there's the NFL in the States. It's like, okay, well, now you have a reason why other people should care, because now Johnny Manziel's fans from the United States, the people that are making fun of him from the United States, the doubters, the supporters, whoever that are from the United States, are now watching to see if he succeeds or fails in Canada.
And there's more eyes. Boom, there it is.
And this is not just fans, this is reporters, these are scouts, these are just a bunch of different types of people. Yes. So regardless, they are going to watch this product now. They want to see how he does, because he's either going to be a joke or he's going to be someone that starts a trend and be like, look, he did well here. And in 2018... if you saw that one person succeed, it's going to follow suit. And if he does well, you're going to see more people from the NFL.
Who are second or third, or not second, but say third or fourth strings.
And there's not people that, didn't make the NFL teams come. But we're going to see guys make the choice.
Yeah.
Because, yes, at the end of the day, Johnny Manziel could not find a job in the NFL. So he came and played football in Canada. But at the end of the day, he also chose to play in the CFL because he, again, could have chose not to play football. But he wants to play football.
Yep,
So
I agree.
that's what this decision was, it came down to. Was him wanting to play football.
I agree. Other than that, the only thing I have for football is the Alouettes. Alouettes, great. Nick Lewis has officially retired from CFL. So that's a blow to the Alouettes, but they didn't look that great anyways last year, so whatever.
Yeah, then they have the first overall pick in the draft. Oh, no, they traded it.
They traded it. I think Calgary has it this year, to be honest.
No, but I mean the last one.
No, the last one, yes.
Yeah, they had it, but I think they traded it.
Yeah,
Didn't
I think so.
they? To Winnipeg or something?
Might be. I don't know. I'm not in enough where I know those kind of details yet, but I'm working on it. Also, September 15th. September 15th is going to be a good night.
Yeah,
Do you know why?
Your wedding.
No, there's a UFC in Russia. It's fight night, baby! For more than one reason. Because I'm getting married, and once I get knocked out at the altar, there's going to also be a UFC fighting. It's going to be a good time. Good weekend. Woo.
Now, are they the Olympic fighters of Russia?
Sure. Olympic fighters formerly from Russia. I have a feeling there might potentially be, this might be the night that you have McGregor versus, the fuck's that Russian guy's name?
Khabib.
Yes, Khabib. Yes, I think this might be, because there's rumors, there's rumblings that they're trying to finalize the deal now.
Yeah, but also, we don't know yet the severity of
No, and that's one of the things that they have to iron out.
legal issues, and then if there's disciplinary issues from the UFC afterwards.
Yeah. I think, honestly, though, Conor McGregor's one of those few guys who's, I don't want to say above the law, but he can definitely bend it.
Okay, but would you do this fight in Russia, or would you do this fight in Madison Square Garden?
Given the choice, I do it in Vegas. I don't think there's as big a following for UFC and MMA in the state of New York as there is in Vegas. Vegas, it's huge.
But I do think you make more money in Madison Square Garden.
Potentially, yes. I'd say maybe you do a bigger job in Boston.
Now, if you can't get McGregor and Khabib for this fight, yes, you have Khabib defend the title in Russia 100%.
Yes, absolutely. I think he will defend there regardless. It's just a question of who he faces.
Well, I think if Conor McGregor is able to fight, I think he changes where you have this fight.
Potentially. But I mean, he's always, one of his things is he likes to be the guy who proves people wrong, right? Going into someone else's house, aka country, and proving them wrong in front of their fans.
He also has an ego, and he also looks at it thinking, this guy is wearing a title that he never beat me for, so he should fight where I want to fight, not where
Potentially.
he wants to fight.
Potentially, yes. I think it all comes down to really what makes sense. I know if they're doing it outside of the United States, USADA has no say in it. They can punish him all they want. In the U.S., he can do whatever he wants and say Ireland or Russia or, Canada,
No,
wherever.
if you have a ban on your fighting, you can't fight.
Yeah, in the States.
But with the UFC, it's also accepted by the UFC.
My thing is, though, I think they could change.
It's not like John Jones can fight in Canada or Mexico right now.
No, but that's a
ban.
that's a UFC ban that they put on though, as well as the USADA. I have a feeling that if they really wanted to, they could have this happen in Russia.
But at the same time, you're gonna get these guys telling other commissions and whatnot, and now you're just bringing more political. Like, you're gonna have one group of people trying to restrict, and it's
I agree to that.
It's not what you want around that fight.
But the amount of trouble that UFC's going through right now, they need a big card.
Mm-hmm.
And Chicago's shaping up to be a decent one. It could be good. Hopefully it is. But
Well, you're definitely not going to have an amazing card when you have a fight of 2 0-1 fighters on your main card.
One a journalist, one a former WWE superstar.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That one, it looks like could be good otherwise. And I mean, if I'm available, I'm going to tune in again to see CM Punk fight.
Sure.
But that being said, they don't have the superstar they used to. They don't have the Ronda Rouseys. They don't have the Brock Lesnar's right now. They don't have Conor McGregor's. They don't have those giant names, and they need to start booking accordingly to build someone up. Their next big fight, which apparently is in July, I'd say would be Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier. Stipe, whatever. Point is, that's their next big fight. That's in July. And other than that,
they can't expect these guys to fight every
No.
fight. I mean, what you need to do is whoever's wearing your title, you need to make them feel like these guys are amazing. The only problem with UFC and MMA, and sometimes your champions, yes, you can have champions that last a couple years, like an Anderson Silva, a GSP, but then you can also have new champions every other fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we saw this in the women division, in the light heavyweight division.
Holly Holm to fucking, was it Amanda Nunes?
No, Misha Tate had it too, didn't you?
Tate had it somewhere in there. My thing is, I'm listening to a podcast, Below the Belt, with Brendan Schaub, and he was saying, go down to 6 pay-per-views a year, every other month. You stack the fuck out of those, and then otherwise you just have fight nights. You know, give a chance to the guys who are not as prominent to have fights, build themselves up, and then those fight nights, those pay-per-views every couple months, you have big pay-per-views.
Well, I think too, one thing that UFC wants is they probably want a guy like GSP to say, okay, I'm ready to fight again.
Yeah, and not,
because that's a star too.
And not one and done. Yeah, because he brought a ton of eyes back.
Yep.
And there's rumors that he actually wants the winner of McGregor-Khabib. That's the rumor. But again, that fight has to happen first. He's in it for a big money fight now. He doesn't just want to fight whoever. He's been there, done that. What he needs now is a big money fight that draws a ton of attention.
Well, I think they need to all, like, as much as it's easy to say, okay, we need 2 big names to get people to watch this. They also forget that 2 no-names having a great fight is the reason why UFC became a juggernaut that it is.
That's very true. But how many people tune in for no-names? You have to have the name at the top of the card.
Normally, no, but when you get it and the word spreads, I mean, sometimes you got to let organic things happen as well.
That's true.
You never know. That's what you hope for. You're hoping before you have all these names saving you from a financial standpoint, you got to look at your product, and if your product is good and it's entertaining and people are tuning in and buying the thing, or buying the show and buying the event, that's a good sign. If people are coming and watching, that's a good sign. If they're coming back and leaving good feedback, that's good. But at the end of the day, yeah, as soon as you can draw their attention first, then you give them the names. But you can't. I think it's wrong to always just say, "Come watch it because of this guy." That's a good way of marketing as well. But I mean,
they need to find a delicate
you're not necessarily
balance.
going to get fans of the sport. You're going to get fans of the person, and they might not be a Conor McGregor fight fan. They might be a Conor McGregor, drama fan.
Yep, no, that's very true. And they need to find delicate balance. That's why I say they need to have maybe one name at the top of the card, and then you have solid, good fights the rest of the card. You get the people in to watch that one fight, but then become fans of the other people. Then you got them hooked. That's just my opinion.
I mean, they almost have to kind of do I don't want to say a 180, but they also kind of have to look back on like the way they present the show. Maybe even simplified it a little bit too. I remember when we were watching the Chuck Liddell's Randy Couture's fight in, and just the presentation of that show, it felt like it was that Roman
Gladiator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was good. And then now kind of has gone more to like a...
It sounds like, actually, on a side note, that apparently Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz 3 might happen now for Bellator. And really, at this point, do we want it this many years later?
I'm going to finish my one thought, and then I will definitely jump on that because I am going to throw Tito under the bus.
Okay.
Hard. But I think, too, it's a presentation of the show. Because everyone knew mixed martial arts isn't just entertainment. It's a physical, combative sport as well. And they didn't sell it to you that you're going to see entertainment. You're going to see wars inside an octagon. There's
in a broctagon.
There's rules, but you're going to see it. And then enjoy. And that is what they can't go and sell it. Like, look, you're going to see fights, but, you can't water down your product. Sometimes I feel they do that because maybe they give you too much exposure of fighters. Maybe they give you too much in terms of fights themselves. Maybe they give you just too much in general to now where the audience feels... what's the right word? What's...
Like overexposed?
No, not overexposed, but who are those kids that have everything? Like the silver spoon fans? No, but the spoiled, there we go.
Yes,
spoiled fans. So maybe just take away a little bit of what they can get, per se, and then you're going to feed that whole, okay, well, I want it again.
Yeah.
And I want more. Because when you give them more, you got to be careful, because you don't want to give them everything. You want to give them a little more.
But give them a reason to keep coming back.
Now, speaking of not getting enough, Tito Ortiz said he didn't feel UFC gave him the tools they needed to fight Chuck Liddell the first few times they fought, which is mind-boggling to me, because what tools did you get? You got money, you got the opportunity to fight,
you got the exposure.
I mean, what more did you want?
Yeah.
You got beat because you just simply weren't that fucking good compared to Chuck Liddell. He was better than you.
Who is potentially one of the greatest of all time.
You tried to take him down. You couldn't because Chuck Liddell's a better wrestler than you.
He's a fucking monster.
He also didn't need to out-wrestle you because he didn't want to out-wrestle you. He hated you. This was a legit hatred between two guys. He wanted to punch you in the face. And because your stand-up sucks, he did that. And then he knocked you out and shut you up.
Yep.
On more than one occasion. And then now there is a potential, like, okay, one, I don't care about this fight if it happens again.
No. They're both past their prime. They both have glass jaws.
In fact, I would actually be more willing to say Tito Ortiz is going to win because he has fought more recently than Chuck, and he actually he's more rounded to today's game in mixed martial arts than Chuck is, and Chuck is too old to roll around.
Yeah,
So he's going to take advantage of a watered-down Chuck Liddell, a Chuck Liddell who's been hit in the face a lot, and now has in brackets that glass jaw. So okay, now I want to fight you now because you're easier to beat than before. Now, what does that say about the manhood of Tito Ortiz?
I agree.
Like, just shut up and deal with it. You lost to him. You lost to Randy. You were a good fighter, but you just weren't the best. Deal with it. And just let your ego, try to please it better than you tried to please a porn star.
Yeah. I think personally, I'm along the lines of a lot of fans nowadays, that we want to see more of the younger guys, the current ones, like a Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega. We want to see the newer guys. We don't want to see guys who used to be there years ago.
I'd rather see Dan Henderson fight than Tito Ortiz.
You don't like Dan Henderson.
I love Dan Henderson.
I've never heard you say that once. You said you hate him. But seriously, that's all I had to say about that. It's just
UFC 100 knockout was the best one.
Yeah. It's just...
I'd see Bisping Hendo one more time rather than Tito Chuck one more time.
I agree with that.
Because I still think Hendo got robbed in that second fight.
I definitely agree with that. Yeah, that's all I have for MMA. Let's move on to wrestling.
What? Also, here's another name that MMA could use again, and it is the WWE Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar.
Bork Laser.
I mean, him against Stipe Miocic would be a good heavyweight tilt.
Yeah. And Stipe Miocic, he's actually potentially could go down, if he wins another couple fights, go down as one of the greatest, if not the greatest heavyweight of all time. The amount of time he's held that title, the amount of people he's beaten.
I'm not going to say all the time because it's so hard to, like...
That's why I say one up. I can't say the for sure, but
he'd be one of the better UFC heavyweight champions.
For sure.
But I don't know. I still don't know if I'd put him like better than Fedor.
I don't know. The amount and the quality of people he's beaten on his way to the top, staying at the top, it's impressive.
Plus, I would still love to see Fedor one time in UFC.
Well, you could see Fedor versus Chael Sonnen. They're in Bellator. They're
No, but I want to see like
tournament.
Fedor against like a UFC guy like now, like in UFC, just because I remember like finally seeing Chuck against Vanderlei.
Yeah.
That was cool. Seeing Crow Cop in UFC, that was cool.
Yeah.
Seeing Rampage Jackson in UFC, that was cool. Seeing these guys come over from Pride, and it was cool. But we never saw the guy. We never saw Fedor. He was that mystique, and that he was always the reason why you went into like Pride or like
Strike Force or Bellator or
yeah,
whatever
like,
else.
So it would have been cool. Like I would have been very interested in seeing Fedor against Frank Mir in UFC, but in Bellator, I don't care as much because I think if Fedor wants to do something big in his career now, fighting in the UFC is still big because it's never been there, and he was always fighting for the other guys. It's like seeing AJ Styles finally in WWE for the first time. Yeah. It's a big move.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, now we're in. Now we're gonna finally get into wrestling.
Wrestling. Before we do that, advertising. Let's go. Whatever.net. You can get your OG The Struggle or Retro WE t-shirts, hoodies, baby onesies, tank tops, etc., etc., etc. Get it all there. It's good. It feels good. It smells good. It tastes good. Buy now.
Yeah, if you don't know how it tastes, you ask your skin because they're eating them fibers up and they're feeling a little bit of alright. And they're going to tell the rest of your body, hey,
Strugglicious, bitch!
We're Strugglicious. I feel spectacular, motherfucker.
Exactly. Backbreakervod.papershare.com. Use promo code TAGSTRUGGLE after your 2-week free trial to get 3 months for half off.
Yep.
See us. Do what we do best. Wrestle adequately. Or above adequately. Because that's what we do. Also, Backbreaker Media. We are on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Podbean, Podcast Player. Fuck YouTube. We're on there, but fuck them. Still. The old YouTube ban continues. Fuck them. We're right in the boat.
Yeah.
Right in the P. F-man the P.
You know who also doesn't like YouTube?
Who's that?
Howard Finkel.
Really?
You know what he says?
What?
Fuck them.
Very good. Thank you, Howard Finkel. Appreciate that. So get on to wrestling. Did you hear about Enzo Amore?
Yeah.
Or Eric, whatever his face is.
Eric Arndt.
Eric aren't going to jail, that's for sure. Although,
apparently, Eric aren't raping any girls.
No, and she's all pissed off because there's no evidence. Well, that's kind of the point. You have to prove he did it. You can't just say he did it.
Yeah.
You dumb bitch.
Yeah, if a tree fell into the woods, nobody's right to hear it. Did it ever take place?
Did it ever make a sound? We don't know because we weren't there. Point is, she's going around going, this is injustice, blah, blah, blah. Face it, honey. You fucking lost. You can't prove it. Let it go. Stop trying to ruin a guy's life.
You just see Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns come out. Triple
Beat the
powerbomb.
fuck out of him. Right in the courtroom. Yeah. Also, congrats to Chris Jericho, who now has a new monthly show on Octane, Rock of Jericho. That guy never stops.
No.
One day he's going to stop because, well, he'll be dead. That's the only way he's going to stop. So good for him on that one.
The death of Jericho. I'm no more, man.
Cry it up, man.
Rest in peace, man.
Right?
Then Taker's go. No more Taker promo after that because
No.
it's
Also, SmackDown is moving to Friday nights on Fox as of October 2019. The deal, apparently, over the course of whatever they're doing it for, is going to be worth over $1 billion.
5 years.
5 years, $1 billion.
An average of $4 million per episode.
That's good news for SmackDown. My question:
What the fuck does Raw get?
as of October 2019, does SmackDown Live become Friday night, or does SmackDown Live get taped Tuesday and go back to being...
Well, that's exactly what I was wondering, because, you know, when you get that WrestleMania weekend and you have the Hall of Fame, you have NXT, you have WrestleMania, the Hall of Fame is usually on Friday nights.
Well, usually Saturday, except for this year they did it right and it's on Friday. Hopefully they continue that in the future. Point is, you're right, there'll be something on Friday night. I'm going to assume they'll do... Because it seems like they'd like to do the whole live.
Why would you not keep it live?
That's what I'm saying. Do everything live, except for something like, say, Mania weekend. You do that like a pre-tape.
Well, maybe you also, for the first time ever, decide, you know what? We got the Hall of Fame going on here.
Maybe have it go on a Thursday?
Maybe also have it earlier in the day?
Oof. Have it go on in between matches. It starts at like noon, and it lasts long enough that the last couple speeches are in between matches during the show. There it is.
I don't know, like at some point, like, okay, now you got a decision to make, but, you know, WWE, I mean, they know how to do these things. Yeah. I'm sure that they've thought about it. My thing is, does 205 stay with SmackDown?
Who knows? It might go to Monday night.
God.
But that's a long one then.
God, do I hope they just do their own thing.
Yeah, why not? Even if they tape something on the network, like tape something before a Raw or before a SmackDown, then release it.
Man, I wish they did that now.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good.
That is the audio of a man showing everyone how small his dick really is.
And if you listen really close, you can hear it. I'm tiny.
I'm small.
Exactly. Guy is ripping around a parkade in a car that looks like it was put together.
I think it's a Honda Civic.
A souped up one, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or a Honda Coupe. Just to make
Honda Fit. It was a Honda Fit. I was Mr. Meniac. Ripping around. Pissed off. My question too is that when do you think if/when is it going to be a possibility where Raw and SmackDown just move to the network?
No, I don't think so.
I mean, honestly, I think there's too much money that they lose sponsors and be on,
I
Fox
was hearing
or
that Facebook was in contention for the for SmackDown. I was like, you know what? Part of me is like, they want to keep on TV. There's not only there's not only broadcast there, but people still watch TV. I mean, that era still hasn't
it's dwindled, but it's not gone.
It's still a thing. People still own a TV. That live casting thing, I mean, that's going to happen eventually. At some point, yes. I can only presume. But, I mean, you're still going to watch TV when you want to watch football. You're still going to watch TV when you want to watch sports. You're going to still want to watch TV for certain shows or the news. So, why can't wrestling be on there?
Yeah, that's true. Basically, I think TV is going to become basically a vessel for sports and news.
But here's an idea. Vince McMahon just got $1 billion for SmackDown. What does he get for NBC having Raw
on USA Network? I think their contract's still a ways away.
But it's apparently moving to NBC after the USA Network. So I want to know how much Raw is going to get, because we all know the Raw is a flagship show.
Yes.
I also want to know, is this Vince McMahon's last big, or if not his last big, one of his last big financial gains before he takes his attention away from WWE and goes completely on to the XFL?
It's possible, because it was supposed to happen, 2020? So, yeah, this could be one of the last he secures it.
How much of this money do you think is going to go into investing into the CFL? Or the XFL, sorry.
CFL would be interesting.
Hey, at one point.
He wanted to buy what? One of the teams?
He wanted the whole league.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, he was offered to buy, I believe it was Toronto Argonauts.
Yeah.
And he said, one team, no, I want the whole league.
He is a juggernaut, I'll give him that.
So,
Yeah.
Also, congratulations to Pete Dunne,
Why?
who eclipsed the 1-year mark of NXT champion.
Oh, for a UK title?
The UK
Oh,
title.
well, good for him. That's awesome. Congrats. Congrats, Pete Dunne.
So, promptly tweeted 365. Just like Okada tweeted 700.
Okada's had it for 700 days?
Yeah.
Good for him. I have a feeling that Kenny Omega, they're facing off at Domination, which is coming up on the 4th, maybe?
I want to say June 4th.
Yeah.
Is it?
I have a feeling that Omega
Is it
might
June
win
4th or June 9th?
it. I think it might be the 4th.
Because 9th is a Saturday.
Oh, I don't know. They do it on weird days over there, though.
But they also have Naito defending his Intercontinental title against Jericho.
That we might have to do another get together.
Maybe, but if it's the 9th, that might be a no-go.
Yeah. Maybe get together and watch it later after the
I
fact.
mean, unless you can travel to the Lethbridge area.
That I can't. Maybe we'll have to get together and do like a after the fact kind of
We
thing.
get PVR.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, with that being said,
That's all I got, bud.
well, we still have Money in the Bank coming up, man.
That's a couple weeks away, but yes, it is
2
coming
weeks
up.
away, but we're getting some closure on the participants.
Yes,
I mean, the club going against the Bludgeon Brothers for the tag team titles.
that's cool.
They defeated the Usos on SmackDown.
The boys.
Huh?
I like it.
Good brothers.
The Good Brothers.
Team GB.
Exactly.
We got a last man standing match between Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles for the WWE Championship.
Yes.
We also, next week, for the first time in WWE history, you're going to see Samoa Joe against Daniel Bryan.
That's going to be exciting.
So, it's official. You're seeing Daniel Bryan and his dream matches. All in all.
It's happening.
We saw him against Jeff Hardy.
Yeah.
That was good. Which, by the way, also on SmackDown, it seemed like WWE just finally caved in, and now Aiden English, Lana, and Rusev, babyface.
About goddamn time.
Yeah. Both Rusev and Lana now in Money in the Bank, as Lana defeated Billie Kay.
That's not surprising. Honestly, I feel like Billie Kay is kind of like the joke of that iconic duo.
Oh, yeah, because she should be. Peyton's a better wrestler and the hotter one.
Yeah.
Don't even know who has bigger tits because they both got work done.
You know what? Release a bunch of nudes. By the way, nudes and nudes. Nude releases. Big shout out to Austin Aries' ex-girlfriend, Selena Vega. Nice tits, girl.
El Idolo.
Yes. They are nice.
So, qualified for the ladder matches on the men's side. On Raw, we have Finn Balor.
Braun Strowman.
We also have, I believe,
Kevin Owens?
Kevin Owens, yes, is now. And then, who's the fourth? Bobby Roode. And then,
Bobby.
And then on SmackDown, we have Rusev. So we have The Miz at 6. We have one member of the New Day, which sounds like it's going to be Big E.
All right.
I'm calling Big E.
I'm going to go Kofi.
And then the winner of Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
So, hypothetical. You can use one of either one of the New Day, either one of Samoa Joe or Daniel Bryan. Who's your pick on the men's women Money in the Bank? And do they cash it in? Because again, you have a last man standing match for one of your titles that night.
It's going to be a heel, I believe. I'm going to say either Kevin Owens or I liked your theory. So I'm not going to say it, but I liked your theory.
Technically, I gave 2.
I liked your theory about Samoa Joe. So I'm not going to take that one, but I like it. So I'm going to say Kevin Owens or potentially Samoa Joe if your theory comes through.
No, hypothetically, you have Samoa Joe wins Money in the Bank. He beats Daniel Bryan, wins Money in the Bank.
He beats Andy Ryan because there's interference from Big Cass.
Here's more of a just a from a wrestling fan. What happens if he cheats, beats Daniel Bryan? Boom. Daniel Bryan wants revenge. Then wins Money in the Bank. Becomes heavyweight champion. Oh, he didn't beat Shinsuke or AJ. AJ has his maybe he beat AJ. AJ wants his rematch. Shinsuke wants his match because he never got his real deal. Daniel Bryan wants revenge. Boom, fatal four-way between. Yeah.
That's good. My other thing, too, is if Kevin Owens happens to win, it comes down to, we'll say SummerSlam. Braun versus Brock. Braun finally goes over, and he's beat the hell up, maybe even left lying by Brock, and down comes the shithead KO. That just sets up right away. That way Brock can leave, go away. There's your next feud right there. Braun is again in chase mode, but it's a constant thing now. Yeah. I think it'd be awesome.
But maybe that's also a way to bring in, say, like, a Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Or, I think we can say 3 guys for sure aren't winning. One is Bobby Roode.
Yeah. I don't think, honestly, as much as I'd like to, I don't think The Miz is going to win.
No, and that's the thing. Right now, I don't think it's Miz's time. I think eventually you're going to see The Miz in the SmackDown title picture.
Yes.
Right now, not so much. I think there's plenty of baby faces he can work, especially when there's him and Jeff Hardy in the U.S. title. That just makes too much sense right now.
Yeah.
Also, I think any member of the New Day you can just wash out. They're not heavyweight title.
Absolutely.
So now it's really down to 5, and that's Finn Balor, Braun Strowman,
KO,
one of Daniel Bryan, Samoa Joe, and then
Rusev. I feel, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to, I don't think Rusev's going to do it. I don't think Finn Balor's going to do it.
Now, here's my thing, though, with Rusev. We've seen Jack Swagger win.
It's true.
We've seen Dolph Ziggler win.
It's true.
We have even seen Kane win.
True.
We've seen The Miz win.
True.
Nobody would expect The Miz to win. Let alone cash in on Randy Orton.
Yeah.
But what if you go out there and you hear everyone going nuts for Rusev, and he actually wins it?
It would be huge. And I think that'd be awesome.
I even think if he cashed in that night and became champion,
yep,
that crowd is full on Rusev Day. More than you think they would be, or more than you feel that they already are.
Yeah.
I think you might have a number 1 babyface right there. Or what happens if he's the guy that crosses back over to Raw and takes the title off of Brock Lesnar?
That'd be huge.
You just made a new start. And that's why I'm saying I'm not discluding Rusev yet, because he has that popularity.
It's true. I don't think Finn Balor's going to do it, though. I don't know. I don't think it's the time yet to win something like this.
Moving on to the women's. That's pretty much,
we got Alexa Bliss.
On Raw, we got Alexa Bliss. I believe we have, is it Mickie James? Is she in there?
I think so.
I think she's in there. Sasha Banks in it?
I couldn't tell you. I really haven't watched the last couple weeks.
I don't think it's actually finished yet. I don't think it's been complete.
No.
I know on SmackDown you got Becky Lynch. You have Naomi.
Charlotte.
Oh, and Natalia's also in it.
Oh, well.
Yeah. So you have Charlotte, Becky Lynch, Naomi, and then Lana. So on Raw, then you have Natalya, Mickie James, Alexa Bliss. Oh, and Ember Moon.
Ember Moon.
Yeah, you keep forgetting that she was the first one.
Right, yes.
You know what? I'm also going to put this. If I'm not discounting Rusev,
I wouldn't discount Ember.
I also won't discount Lana, because there's going to be probably popularity there as well.
Yeah.
Now, first one, they put Carmella over. Unlikely. Person who won, right?
No.
I think is going to be more likely, I can very much see Charlotte winning it, only to have her brought back to Raw. And then you can then have Charlotte Ronda stuff.
I like it.
However, I can see with Ronda Rousey facing Nia Jax for the women's title, I could see Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey going to, finish it some way. Natalya, who ends up winning Money in the Bank, walks out with that title instead of Ronda Rousey.
Huh.
And then the person training her is now the one that...
Okay. I can see that.
And then you can set up your Ronda Rousey, Natalya. But, so a couple ways. Because you also have the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
And if Charlotte is in it, I will pick Charlotte for that. Because there's now two ways for people to kind of change brands. Royal Rumble being one, but now Money in the Bank because they're dual branded. So
Yep, I like that. I think honestly Charlotte or Becky. I can see either one of them.
I just don't know about Becky. I think you're gonna see. I'm actually gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if we see a Becky heel turn shortly after Money in the Bank because she again doesn't win it.
Okay.
But my dark horse, and this is not because she's black, but I do think Ember Moon has a lot of potential to not only steal a show, so for the match, but also...
She carried herself well as the NXT Women's Champion.
Yeah. And, you know what? Part of her... Something about her that I think, they might be okay with her as champion. Because I think the Nia Jax experiments failed.
Yeah, it's kind of a bust.
But I don't know if Ember's the right person on Raw.
Yeah, I don't know.
And plus, what if Asuka beats Carmella for the title of Money in the Bank? Ember Moon takes it off on Asuka.
That would be huge.
And then we have Ember Moon and Asuka on SmackDown.
But Ember Moon is a heel.
Is it really a heel?
Potentially.
You don't have to cash in the briefcase and be heel.
No, but potentially, I think if you did that, Asuka's pretty well liked.
What happens if we saw, again, she's well liked, but at the same time, we saw Dean Ambrose cash in Money in the Bank.
It's true, but he cashed in on a heel.
He also attacked the heel from behind.
Yes.
So, with a briefcase.
No, it's true, but I think it's because...
But again, you're right. It is a heelish way against a heel. Two negatives cancel each other out.
Exactly.
But at the same time, what if, Carmella, iconic duo, maybe put a beat down on Asuka after she wins the title, or maybe she doesn't even win the title.
Yeah.
And then they put the beat down on her. She comes out for the save. They beat down the trio. Asuka maybe beats up on Carmella. It's like, yeah, I finally got her. Oh, and then cash in.
Could, yeah,
It
could be done.
I don't know. But I like that Asuka Ember Moon pairing there.
No, that's good, yeah. They've been proven in NXT to work, so yeah, I'd be okay with it.
But this is where it's like the giddy part of the fan because you want to see, who wins it and how, are they going to cash in anytime soon?
Yep.
It's a good part. Hopefully they don't burn one like they did last year with Baron Corbin.
Yeah. I don't think they should burn any for a little bit.
I have a feeling...
Only because it's been done a few times lately. I just let them wait for it.
I have a feeling you might see it.
It's very possible, yes. I would love if whoever won, male or female, regardless, face, heel, whatever, started showing up both brands. Whenever the champ's out there, they just walk out, do a lift.
Well, that's what Randy Orton did until he cashed it in.
Yep.
Now, here's something that I think would be really funny, actually. Or not really funny, but interesting. Remember back when Roman Reigns was told he had to defend his WWE title in Royal Rumble?
Yeah.
Next time that ever happens, and somebody has a Money in the Bank, and they get eliminated from that Royal Rumble, why not cash it in right after?
Get back in?
Yeah, and then...
Or wait till there's like 2 left to cash in, get back in. That'd be good.
And they're like, oh, this 30-man Royal Rumble is now a 31-man Royal Rumble. Like, what? Boom, cash in, over the top they go. Second chance. Nobody really gets a second chance at a Royal Rumble.
Unless you're Mick Foley.
Yeah, but, I mean, did he get a second chance? Because I thought I saw 3 people. I thought I saw
3 different characters.
Mankind, Dude Love, and Cactus Jack. So, I mean, but yeah. So, that being said,
That's all I got, bud.
that's all I got.
Where are you going to be this weekend?
CWC.
Defending your honor?
I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, they never tell me anything. I mean, they're crooked down there.
Yes.
So, that's why I almost had to sue them. You know.
Well, fair enough. I'll be down there going for the second round of the Canada Cup tournament.
Yeah, it's a good cup. Kind of got me the title that I have.
Looks a little bit of all right.
Yeah,
I'll be doing it.
It's a stepping stone of greatness.
There you go. I'll be down there doing my thing. You be down there doing your thing.
Speaking of 365, you know, on June 10th, it'll be 365 for me.
Hooray!
The CWC champion. Just gonna point that out.
Hooray!
So,
It'll be like 90.
I think I've less than 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
So we're what, we're recording on May 23? I think I got...
Is it? Yeah, it is.
I think I have, just under about 18 days. 17, 18 days.
And it'll be like maybe 60 days for me.
Hooray!
Gotta start somewhere.
But, you're still more times heavyweight champion than Rick Jules.
That's all that really matters.
So, yeah. So, again, I am Chris Parrish.
I am the artist formerly known as Meniac.
And I am Howard Finkel.
Okay, I guess we're doing that now.
I'm just proud that I learned how to do that.
Fair enough.
And I don't think it's that bad.
No, it's not bad.
So,
It's not terrible.
yeah. So, I don't do impressions well, so gotta take that one. And,
I'll do an impression of PK Subban right now. The fuck! It's because he lost.
can I do, another one about Connor McDavid after he lost to Swiss?
Sure.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know if you saw that interview.
Yeah.
You could tell he totally looked pissed off that they lost. They know they didn't play well. And then he answered one of the questions like, yeah, what do you want me to say? Whatever. It's done. And then he pretty much left the interview.
Yeah, there you go.
Classic McDavid.
Classic Connor. Connor!
So, yeah, so. Alright. This is episode 76 of the Sound Struggle.
Unlike PK Subban, we do not struggle. We are awesome. We are struggle-licious.
We are so awesome that we're actually real.
And we're spectacular.
Yeah. And,
Struggle-licious and a little bit of all right.
Yeah. What are you guys? What up?
You're a little bit of all right for listening to
You're
this.
a littler bit.
A tiny bit of all right.
Yeah, a tiny bit of all right. I like that. You're a wee bit of all right.
You're a microcosm of all
I
right.
do like wee bit. Kind of sounds like a midget.
Yes.
You're a wheel C of all right.
You are a microcosm of okay.
An average point of whatever.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Later.
Bitch.
Chiz.
Chiz. Later, bitch, jizz.
Later, bitch. Chiz.
Yeah, it is.
When your heart's pounding out of your chest, you can feel the rope shaking as you're running out of breath. If you're ready to rock, we'll just let it roll. Are you ready now? Are you ready to move? Let's see, just move.